Hi, Elle Ingalls here at alleingalls.com, pressure-free.com, and the topic today for Living Pressure-Free with Elle is the power of words. We're often not aware of the words we use to describe ourselves, to describe other people, the words we use just in an habitual, you don't have to even be saying the words, but habitual thoughts about yourself. And so it's a great exercise to take a little bit of time to really listen and observe the words that you use to describe yourself, whether internally or externally. And then also take some time to notice the words you use to describe other people or the words you use to communicate with other people. So a lot of times we are using subtle language that is a little bit condescending or disrespectful. I know I've been guilty of it, and you might have been too, that disempowers other people. You may even be saying some of those same things to yourself that's disempowering yourself. So let me give you a couple of examples. One that was real clear to me as we were beginning to raise our children is any sort of name calling. So name calling that is really a pretty disrespectful thing to do, and usually you're trying to, get somebody, or maybe you're trying to be funny. But if it's repeated a lot, and if the person only has to hear it once, actually, and it can be something that sticks with them for the rest of their life. So I remember once I made a lime green jumpsuit. I think it was 8th grade sewing class. I wore the jumpsuit to school, and someone called me string bean. Well, I was really tall and thin, and just that one time. Look, how old am I now? I'm 59, and I still remember this moment. I remember I'm 58, not quite 59. I remember being called that, and it was so many years ago. So sometimes these things can stay with us for a really long time, and they can subtly affect us. One of the things that I did when I was working with one of my coaches was I took a 3-week period to analyze the thoughts going through my head. And it was really amazing to me how many of them had a slightly negative spin, a complaining spin, these subtle little ways that I was really sabotaging myself and taking myself down a notch from what I could actually be able to do in life. And so sometimes these little tiny disempowering thoughts are the ones that just keep circulating in and hold you back. And they cause something that Dr. Gay Hendricks calls the upper limit problem. I call it a glass ceiling. So we have these little glass ceilings about pretty much everything that we do. And when we hit that glass, we'll start to go down in a negative way, oftentimes with just thoughts in our head. For example, you do something really great, it goes really well, and then your brain will say something like, well, that was just a fluke. I can't really do that again. I can't replicate it. I'm not that good. That was just a one-off thing. And then now you're not feeling so good. So most of us are on this kind of emotional roller coaster. One of my clients just texted me this morning saying, I'm looking forward, I'm on this roller coaster. And what we tend to do over time using the pressure-free method is lessen the wave. What is it, the amplitude of the wave? Help me, scientists. I think it's the amplitude of the wave. It lessens. So you're not going so low, and you're also not going so high. It not only lessens, softens all of that, but it lifts it up a whole level. So I like to tell my clients that we're not just after moving into the colloquial of positive mindset. My vision when I'm working with a client and helping them with pressure-free is to move into what I call optimal mindset. An optimal mindset is when everything is firing up here in a way that is not self-sabotaging, that is on purpose, focused, and really heading you in the direction that you want to accomplish whatever it is that you're up to. So optimal mindset, one of the ways you can start to dig in to create that optimal mindset is to watch the words that you use and start to make some slightly different choices. Wherever you say that you're not good at something, pause for a moment. to see if you're limiting yourself, and see if you can change those words to some language that moves you into a learning situation for something where perhaps you haven't been that great at a certain subject in the past, but you're becoming more interested in it or learning more about it. You're opening up that learning for you. I was working with a young client a few weeks ago who was taking an art appreciation course, and she wasn't seeing much of the value in that. And I shared a moment that totally turned it around for her. So this is what happened to me. I didn't know a whole lot about visual art. I'm a professional musician and was, of course, so committed to that during my schooling that I didn't have a whole lot of time for other things. But I had a friend on my floor of my dorm my sophomore year who was an art student. She used to photograph me for some of her classes with my violin and stuff. And so we were pretty close. And she would give me all of her old art magazines, Art in America and these other periodicals. And I started cutting out the pictures of artists that I liked, and I put them on a posters, several posters, like around my room. And then in the summer, I had them around in my room in New Hampshire. And they were just really inspirational to me. One of the artists was an artist named Simbari. Italian artist that had really cool, vivid colors. It was just, I really liked Simbari's style. So years later, I have to go and visit a donor for the symphony that I was running. And I'm with a board member, and we're going to make an ask for a big donation for a project. And we come to the door, we are greeted, we're brought into the living room, and I turn and look, and over the fireplace is a Simbari. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is that a real Simbari? Well, needless to say, the donors were so incredibly thrilled to know that I knew that was a Simbari over the fireplace, that we were just forever friends. Like, the friendship was solidified in moments just because I knew a piece of art. And so this student of mine who has very big ambitions, I said, okay, someday you're going to walk into an embassy or a person's home, and you're going to see a painting, you're going to know who it is, because you took that art appreciation course way back in high school. She's taking a college course in high school, and you'll be able to contribute and to be amazed that you actually get to see the artwork in person. So you never know when the subject that you're learning may have some sort of part of your life in the future. So when you can stay open to learning, when you can let go of saying, well, I'm just not very good at art appreciation or learning about these paintings or whatever it is, and just open up and saying, well, I can pique my curiosity about these paintings, or I'm learning more about these paintings. That just opens up so much for you. Your brain is truly limitless. That's a tenet we believe here at Pressure Free, and we help you experience that. And when you can start to really understand your true brilliance and get rid of some of those words that are holding you back. Words are powerful. And if you've ever had any name calling and those words swirl in your head to this day, it's time to say goodbye to them. Like, gently release them. Bless and release any of those negative talks, that you give yourself, any kind of negative phrases that still land in you. And then also be respectful of the words you use to describe others, and the words you use while you're talking to someone else. We have a lot of disrespect in our language today. It's very pervasive. I kind of feel it's very uncivil. And so when you can start to use respectful language, and I'm talking to people of all ages, when you're talking with a toddler, one of the biggest problems in parenting is that parents are disrespectful, and the children imitate that, whether they're seeing the disrespect between the parents or with the parent and someone else. The children imitate that. And so it's really cool when you can start to make a choice to become more respectful, that's just something that you're aiming for. I've been working on it a long time, but certainly working on it first deep inside myself has been of tremendous help for me in moving forward. So I hope this is really helpful. Words are powerful, and the words you choose can really turn around some things for you. if you dig in and do a little bit of the work. So wishing you a great pressure-free day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.